Hello and welcome. My name's Brendan, the developer for Bloobs Adventure Idle. And today is release day. I wanted to go over a 9-month overview of the game and show you what the game looked like around about 2 weeks into development. So let's have a look see and then we'll go into the game that's releasing today. And this is how it used to look. So let's have a quick explore around the island. And you can see this is the old Bloob model that we used to have. And it's got some basic trees, a little mine, the old tooltips. And yeah, the wheel building when I first started getting used to tile maps. Now bear in mind, I'd never developed anything in my life. And you can see there's some bugs with the tile maps as well. And yeah, if we go to start some wood cutting, and we need to actually maximize the screen properly, you see that there's some bugs here as well. And yeah, Bloob is now wood cutting, and it's really interesting to see actually. Just going over it, the UI used to have like these animations which were just not needed, and Bloob is still wood cutting because I haven't stopped skilling. So it didn't have a distance check before. And yeah, if we click on these, they do nothing. And click on this, it just starts, but this is just not right. It used to have a auto mode, which would cut the level 1 tree, and then when it got to level 10, it'd do level 10, and when it got to level 30, it'd go do that, and it just incrementally go up. I believe in this version, there is only actually 2 skills. I don't think fishing, maybe 3 skills. Yeah, fishing wasn't implemented, mining is in, and yeah, it's just great to actually see no smithing. I think there was maybe 2 skills. Bloob's animations are back to front as well. It's just absolutely amazing to see. So you can see here that fire making used to only fire make in one particular spot in the world as well, whereas now it um, fire makes in the location you're at, and you also can't fire make it from your inventory. If you click it, it just closes. So yeah, I want to go and show you what the game looks like now, and yeah, let's get into it. And we are in now the main game, which, like I say, is releasing today. It's a monumental moment. So let's get into the game, and I'll show you where we go from there. You can see the main menu is drastically changed. We have patch notes, and yeah, let's just go and click play and go from there. Okay, you can see that Bloob is actually a different color, and he's wearing a hat. That is the Bloobamization. That's what I call it. We have teleports. We can teleport to home. We can teleport to Beastmaster. We have a whole different UI. We have a waypoint system where we can click over here and it will travel. We can click back to Havenport. All our UI is totally different. It's still got the same type of feel that I was going for. Blue's animations actually work depending on which direction he's going. We have a bank as well. So we click on the bank. There we go. We have 21 different skills. So if we look over here, we have 21 different skills. We can click on these and you have different information about each skill. And obviously, when I first made the game, originally I was going to go for an adventure capitalist style, and I quickly learned that I didn't like that. I wanted a character that people could fall in love with. I wanted a world that you could travel around in. Um, I wanted you to feel connected to the world, and I believe I have done that. And there is so many different things that it's hard to list in one big video without it being over an hour. So if that is requested at some point, I will go and make a full overview of the game and all its features. Um, But yeah, I just wanted to do a quick video today to show what exactly has changed, and to be frank, it's too much to show in one video. Um, but yeah, today is an absolutely huge day, and I'm all over the place, as you can imagine. The game releases in like 2 hours, and I keep saying that, so I'm sorry about that. But let's go over some skills that we have. So we have hit points, which is basically our health pool. Our health pool is equal to our level. We have attack. Attack doesn't affect your speed, but it affects your accuracy. The more you level your attack, the more you hit, which means you generally deal more damage. Now, strength is basically your damage stick. So the more you level strength, the more you're able to hit. But this is also works with the weapons. Each weapon has its own damage stat, and obviously having a higher attack level allows you to wield higher level weapons. Defense is our damage reduction stat, and also our ability to wear different types of armor. Now, if we have a melee armor equipped and we are doing range, for instance, you get a massive debuff on your accuracy. So this should heavily encourage the player to actually wear the armor that's suitable for that style. Now, talking about styles, and then I can quickly go over the skills again. We have attack, which trains attack. We have strength, which trains strength, defense, and then we have magic, which is our autocast system. If we go over to here, and we have certain amount of slates, which is made by Imbuing, we can select this spell, and then it will use this. It knows how many slates are used per spellcast, and then that's how that system works. Quickly, while we're on this UI, we have teleport, so we can teleport across the game, and these tell you a lot of information as well. And these start to become really useful when you're doing things like beast mastery. Range, you have a separate accuracy stat and a separate damage stat, so it doesn't use any of the melee stats. The only thing that it would use is the defense damage reduction, as that works across all skills. And it's the same thing. The higher you level up your range level, the better the weapons and the better the arrows you can equip. The same goes for magic. A quick overview of devotion. Devotion is trained by either burying bones manually, or so if we go over to the bank and we go into tab 1 and we grab some bones, that's going to do a quick save. It saves every time you exit the bank, and we just click these. We can gain XP, or we can auto bury and we can gain XP that way. Another way you can actually train this is by putting the bones into certain vessels that you make with crafting, and then you can go and sacrifice them. I will move on to sacrificing a bit later on, but if we go over to the kiln and we go over to casting, you can see here that certain pots require certain bones or things like that, or ashes, and then we can then go and sacrifice these items that we have made later on. So let's carry on. And Beast Mastery. We can teleport to Beast Mastery. We have a tooltip in the bottom left hand corner, which gives us our task amount and our points. So we can check that at any point. We can come over here and talk to Darko, and he will give you a task. We have several systems. We can cancel a task, we can extend the task, we can get easy tasks or medium tasks. And we have a store. This is just going to show nothing because I have all the upgrades. But this store is going to be expanded over in the future, so you might be able to get item packs or a slate pack, which is going to give you some starting slates. You might be able to get some resources for smithing, where you can go and make some armor. So these are things that are going to be expanded on in the future. We can either get an easy task or a medium task. If we select medium task, we can see that we got bone golems. We can quickly look in the UI. We have some information. We can see what tasks we can do. We can see what medium tasks are available to us. And another thing, if we you can see here, dexterity, whenever we're moving, we are passively gaining XP. Now this is based on the amount that tiles that are travelled. So the more tiles you travel, the more passive XP you get. This system basically allows you to enter different dungeons. The higher level you are, it might give you access to different shortcuts. There is going to be a manual way of training dexterity in the future, but for now it is passive. This affects your run speed and your run energy depletion rate. We have another skill which is called Herbology. Now this might be a longer video than I intended, but I want to go over an overview of the game. I'm probably going to miss out a bunch of things. We can also click the minimap as well if you click over here. And we can go over to, I like to call it the imbuing slash Herbology building. So we can go over to lectern actually, and this is how you get your slates for imbuing. Now we were on about Herbology, so let's not get sidetracked. You can see here that we have a bunch of unfinished potions that we can make. So these require resources from the skill foraging. And here we can see that we have a lot of potions that we can make, and these all have different effects. Now while we're on the subject of Herbology, if you look into our equipment here, we can see that we have a potion slot. We can see that it's now locked, so we can unequip these, or we can equip them, and we can lock this again. And if we click this tab here, this button, what it's going to do is it's going to auto consume that timber potion, and the buff will start up on the top of your screen, and this buff bar will go all the way across depending on how many potions you use. So you can either have them auto using while you are away, or you can have a combat potion that's always going, and then you can manually use some while you're playing as well. Okay, let's go over to crafting. Crafting is a huge skill. There are so many different things that you can do. You can mine clay, you can make soft clay, and then they're used to make pottery. And now in the pottery, we can make different things. We can make different chalices, which are used in devotion. The loom, we have lots of things in the loom that you can make. Glass, which is used for making different vessels for herbology. Loads of jewelry that we can make, which can have lots of different stats. We have magic armor, we have range armor, we have ranged weapons. We have another category, which is papyrus, which is your starting armor for range. So if we look at range, we can see that was on paper here. So that was inspired by paper armor. We have gems. Now there's loads of different things in there, so I don't want to go over it too quick. Well, I don't go over it all, but we have different functions on many of the UIs. Like if you don't know where the well is and you want to go and do soft clay, for instance, you can click this and Bloob will automatically move over. Now let you explore that yourself. If you want to go and try the demo that is available, you can go and play. And if you want to come over to the main game, you can just bring your save with you. The save is saved in the same location no matter on which version you're using, so it's quite cool that way. And so yeah, bow crafting, this is your skill to make your ranged weapons and ammunition. To go over that quickly. Now imbuing, this is basically it's an artisan skill where you get resources from different gathering skills such as woodcutting, mining, fishing and foraging. Now, if we look at mining, for instance, and we can see this resource here, which is ethereal. Now, these UIs are moving around because you can move them around. It'll stick to the window. You can leave it in place, and so if you don't want it in the middle of your screen, you can position it like this, and it'll save that location. You can also reset this and turn it off if you'd like. So, if we go back to imbuing, because I like to get sidetracked apparently, we can see here that how we get the resources. Now these resources are used in the lectern, so we can go to lectern, and I quickly briefed over that before, but I'll go over it again. I say it's a longer video today. I just wanted to give a good a good amount of information. It's going to be a slightly bigger video. You can see here that we require imbued fibers. Now, imbued fibers come from woodcutting. So if we go and collect the resources from the Overiew tree, we can then come here and then we can turn these into imbued slates. I like this because you're not getting the resource straight away, but you're required to put that little bit more effort in, and then you can get a lot of resources. A lot of imbued slates. Now we can go over here again, and we can see here that we have imbued slates, and it tells us which levels we can craft these slates. Now, at certain levels, we can get more slates per our slate. So more imbued slates per our slate. So it's very good to actually level up because you're always rewarded. Now, if we briefly go back over to Herbology, there's actually a potion time. So when you level Herbology, your starting potion is at 30 seconds. Now, every 10 levels, you get an extra 5 seconds. That means your starting potions are always going to be useful because the more you level up, the more they're going to last for you. So no potion should really ever be wasteful because you're always going to get more time in the future. Now, I can't negate this, that this potion might be worse than one in the future when we have higher things than level 60 with the potions, but I think it's a very good start and I'm happy with how the system works. Back to imbuing, we have a new system which is altars, and based on your level, these will either be displayed or, well, these will either be grayed out or not. Now, because I have the level, they are not. Now, the reason for this is if we click on here, we can go and travel to the altars now. Now, this is a work in progress. In some places, it might bug out and not work, but I'm trying to eliminate that as much as possible. So we go back to home, and we have a skill called thieving. Now we can go to these stores and we can thieve them. Now, it's certain based on your success chance, which is here. Every skill has this information window, by the way. Now, based on your success chance is based on the fact if you are going to get hurt. Now, basically, you get hurt because you fail, and that's sort of just a balancing act with thieving because, yeah, it'd just be overpowered. And we do have chests across the wheel as well, so you can go and find these, or you can use the UI to go and auto navigate. So if you click on one of these, it'll take you to that chest or store. Mining, I'm going to go over it very briefly, and yeah, you can expect this for the gathering skills. And basically how mining works is it's based on you have a starting speed on which the action takes actually go to mines, and the more you level, the more the speed gets decreased. And when it comes to pickaxes, the more, so you have a bar. So if I go over to copper, you can see my tool is actually an ore calculator tool, and it does 50 progress. Now each bar is with 100. So when you do a hit on the ore, you can see that it's going to deplete half, and then the second action is going to give you the ore. Now you might have seen that it's glowed. Now when it glows like that, it's called a golden opportunity. I have this turned off at the moment, so we start again. It's called a golden opportunity. You should probably click this, because if you click this, this is sort of the semi-active way. Even though it's an idle game, it's a semi-active way to train faster. So if you want to go, okay, I want to get to level 20 as quick as I can in the demo. Okay, so look out for these golden opportunities and make sure you click them. They are really rewarding. I assure you they are very rewarding. Yeah, so yeah, when it comes to mining, we have the same sort of system where we can click these and it'll take you to it. Obviously, upgrading your tools is really worth it. You can have certain potions that also increase your progress. Now, the same goes across woodcutting, across foraging and fishing. They all work in basically the same way. So we go over to cooking. Cooking is our skill to turn raw resources into food which you can manually eat or auto eat. Auto eat can be turned on or off down here. Now auto eat, you start off with a 50% auto eat percentage, which basically means if you have a food item with 6 it's going to give you 3. Now that can be upgraded with Beast Mastery over time. You also have an auto eat threshold. This threshold is basically half of your health. And it's half of your health. This is an integer, not a float. It's half of your health. It will auto eat that food. Okay. So we also have auto loot. So basically whenever you kill something, it will just automatically loot it and put it into your inventory. Okay. And we're getting down this list pretty fast. Fire making. Okay, fire making is a different type of skill than you'd expect. Well, not really, but basically you can click on the log and it will start fire making. And sometimes it will give you a gem or it will give you some coal. And this is basically because I just thought, okay, logs are a carbon and these are a carbon, so yeah, give them something else. And fire making is also required to access some dungeons. Foraging, quickly go over foraging. There's lots of different things we can do with foraging. We can harvest, we can forage, we can forage berries, we can forage fungi, we can forage herbs, and there's other categories too. We can also get worms, which is used for fishing. We can get papyrus, which is used for the first armor with range. We can get cotton, which is used to make bowstring with crafting, which is used in the loom. We have a system here which is basically the more you level up foraging, the more items you're going to get per forage. Same goes for how the progress system works and how the speed system works for the gathering skills. That's my big brief overview of the system and, well, the game as a whole. Now, I don't want to show too much, but if you go on the demo, you can explore basically majority of the whole world as long as something doesn't have a level requirement over level 20. So I hope you liked this very big overview of the game. I have missed a lot of things out, so for you to explore. You can see you have invocations here. These are buffs. So we have devotion points. We get them from sacrificing and burying. We have devotion points, and we can use these, and every 20 seconds it basically drains, and this is a nice boost while you're leveling. Quick on the equipment page, this is how you wield your items, and the combat system uses these stats. Now they're not visually on Bloob, but it sort of consumes their stats and uses them. Settings, we go over here. You have some basic information. We can go into full screen. We can have some game settings, so some different toggles that you might want to have on or off. We can access the wiki straight from here. We have different sliders. We can do this, change our zoom this way. So minimap settings, we can do this. But yeah, I wanted to give a big overview of the game and where it heads now from, was it 8.5 months before? Because that the build that I showed you at the start was only about 2 weeks in. So like I say, this is 9 months. I officially started this on the 13th of November last year. I think well, I know it's 9 months exactly on the 13th of this month. And so yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I appreciate every person who's played the game so far, who's tested, who's become a Patreon, who's just helped support me. Now, I could go on all day thanking people, but as a whole, you've all been amazing. Thank you for helping me make this game, my dream game, into reality. And I will be seeing you when we are live in probably about half an hour after this video launches. So guys, thank you very much for watching. You know what to do if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.